alive for Wake Forest in the offensive zone. That might prove crucial here.
And a turnover from Seamus Murphy. He's going to get the puck right back. He's going to try and kick it ahead. It's a loose puck. Both teams fighting. No one really gaining control of the puck. It's going to be kicked away by Tommy Marvin. And here come the Gamecocks. Marvin, number 6, up the middle. He's going to cross the blue line. No offsides. He's going to skate through and turns it over, but nearly had a great opportunity there. Once again, the Gamecocks fighting for the puck. Tommy Marvin's going to dump it out into the low end. There's Owen Newman down low. And here come the Demon Deacons. They're going to kick it ahead. They got numbers here, but they're going to dump it off into the low zone. The defense lets a couple Wake Forest attackers sneak by. And that's a shot that was blocked. A shot from Jesper Snow. And here's the loose puck. Here comes John Riggins, the senior, the most goals scored in Cock hockey history. And he has an assist early on today. Oh, and a big hit by Jesper Snow.
He might be
hurt there. That's a quick boarding penalty. And Ben Riccitelli is struggling to get up. That was a big hit by Jesper Snow.
Glad to see he's okay, but that's the game's been moving that way. It was physical, and there were some good hits. Seamus Murphy right in front of us, but that one might be a bridge too far.
Yeah.
They're only going to get 2 minutes on that one, but
and part of it was Riccitelli's body was almost, he was already going like head first into the boards. Jesper Snow trying to help him out there. And here's the faceoff in the Gamecocks offensive zone. Riggins wins it. He's going to kick it out on the defensive end. Here's Riggins back with the puck. So dynamic in the power play. Oh.
Good chance. They're going to call. Oh, that's a late push there. I believe they were calling a hand pass or something. That's a very late push. Trash talk.
And Carson Scove trying to make the most of an opportunity. It gets a little fiery down there. And there's going to be a face-off in the neutral zone.
I believe it was some sort of hand pass there, but then after the play, just some shoving.
Correct. Carson Scove looking to quickly down the puck and get it in net.
And this is the first game of a 2-game series. We're only in the first period. Things are already heating up. This is very, very interesting.
Yeah, absolutely, Duncan. And a pass. Scove misses wide. John Riggins looking for his second assist of this early afternoon. Riggins once again at the point, trying to play quarterback with this group. It's a pass down low. Puskar, a pass to Reed, no good. And the Gamecocks try to keep it in the zone, but just out of the reach of Tommy Marvin. Tamoyan kicks it ahead to Riggins. He's going to fake out a slap shot. Puskar to Marvin, another pass, and the Gamecocks nearly turn it over, and they do eventually.
A lot of passing. Brendan, there's nothing wrong with taking a shot. You got to shoot it if you got a lane, especially when you're on the power play. And Gamecocks trying to reset here. 1 minute and 4 seconds of counting left here on this power play.
And here come the Gamecocks once again. Here's team captain Jake Puskar. He's going to stifle through, and a great save.
Unbelievable save by
goalie John Tolvey. He really made a great opportunity at the net, and there is a penalty.
It's going to be another.
It looks like some variation of boarding. I just can't tell what team it's on.
Well. It's going to go against the Cox, I believe.
Looks like they're calling it on Carson Scove.
He's been an instigator in this game so far, and the refs have decided, nope, you're going to go to the box for this one.
Looks like enough is enough with Carson Scove.
Just having a little chit-chat, clarifying the call, as one does. And now that's going to eliminate the Gamecocks power play, which had 50 seconds left. So at the end of the next 50 seconds, Wake Forest will have a power play of 1 minute and 10 seconds. So that could prove crucial.
Absolutely, Duncan. And again, 3 minutes left in this first period. The Gamecocks lead 2-0 early on, and they win the faceoff. Aiden Dunphy's going to dump it down. They're down a man, and Aiden Dunphy's going to look to attack here.
Bold choice by the defenseman. Good job by South Carolina covering him as he decides to take the rush.
Ooh, nearly offsides, but he's going to dump it again. The Gamecocks are very aggressive right now, despite being shorthanded. And now that the Demon Deacons have corralled the puck, I suggest that the Gamecocks get back. Ross McKee at the point, and he's going to struggle to even handle the puck here.
Yeah, still 4-on-4, so a lot of space for the Gamecocks to create plays and a lot of space for Wake Forest to make mistakes.
Aiden Dunphy's going to kick it low. Marchese had a shot right there, but just whiffed.
Good passing here by Wake Forest, but a great defensive play by Aiden Dunphy.
Aiden Dunphy blocks off Luke Planondon. And here come the Gamecocks. A shot, and it is saved
John Tolvey, I don't know if we said this enough at the beginning of the broadcast. He is an elite goaltender, especially in this first part of the season. 2-1 so far for Wake Forest, but a 1.95 goals allowed on average and a .957 save percentage.
And Puskar made it an incredible move a couple minutes ago to knife through the defense. He went to the backhand.
Just kicked out the leg.
Tolvey said, not today.
Got to get a little more height on it next time. That's something that you store in the brain for later in the game.
The Gamecocks are now shorthanded, but take the faceoff in their offensive zone. And here come the Demon Deacons. Carson Dieterichs, he's going to dump it low. Tamoyan, I would get in net. And
he's been aggressive this game.
He certainly has. And the Gamecocks do clear it.
And now the Gamecocks are officially shorthanded. They had that 4-on-4, but the Wake Forest penalty expired. And now just 44 seconds counting for Wake Forest to get something going on the power play.
And the defensive unit includes Marchese, DuBois, Finelli, and Carson Stickley. DuBois is going to clear the puck. Now, the Demon Deacons have not been able to get much going here.
That's a hand pass. That's a delayed call, but they're gonna get the right one there. 30 seconds left, and they'll move in the far end of the neutral zone for Wake Forest.
For being 40 minutes into this penalty, Duncan, the Demon Deacons haven't gotten anything going whatsoever. And credit the Gamecocks defense to be able to restrict them while being a man down.
Yeah, 40 seconds, and it felt like obviously when that ends, it takes a couple seconds to get situated. But Wake Forest just did not seem prepared for this at all.
100%. And they're going to try and get an opportunity here. It's going to be a dump off into the low zone. And DuBois is going to try and corral it. Stickley's going to kick it ahead, and that's another clear for the Gamecocks. Wake Forest might have one last opportunity with the man advantage.
If that, just over 1 minute remaining in the period. So Wake Forest not even on this power play, but in the end of the period, they're going to want to get a goal going into intermission.
Here comes Joseph Messina. He's going to try and dump it through, but Tamoyan's going to corral it. There's Marchese, and he's going to have an opportunity. The Gamecocks are now full strength. Scove comes out of the box, and the Gamecocks suddenly have numbers.
Little odd man rush here.
There comes Marchese. He's going to try and dump it off, but it's turned over, and the Demon Deacons might have a chance of their own.
Jesper Snow just couldn't handle that puck there. That could have been a huge opportunity for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons.
And here's Carson Stickley. He's going to cross the blue line. He's going to fight a little bit. Oh, and Carson Scove delivers a huge hit again.
Just kind of felt like that was a tough angle there. Didn't feel like he really leaned into him that hard. They just kind of ran into each other. That's a hockey play, and he is banged up.
Matthew Sutter took the brunt of that. Puskar, he's going to try and dump it off to Van Mullen in the low end, but he misses the puck.
20 seconds of counting here. Wake Forest trying to get a goal before the end of the period.
Yes, Jagger Lucas misses the puck. Turnover for the Gamecocks. Here comes Lucas Van Mullen. He's going to get cut off. The Gamecocks have 10 seconds left. They're going to try for one last opportunity. And it's going to be a penalty on the Gamecocks with 4 seconds left in this first period.
That
one's going to be on Lucas Van Mullen for a high stick.
Tough right there. You just gotta be aware, and in the moment, I believe he's saying that the player may have overreacted a little bit, which, hey, you got to get called either way you can, but that's huge for Wake Forest. They're going to go into the second period with basically a full power play, and that's a tough break for South Carolina. Can't be getting caught getting those calls.
And that looked like, classic end of the period sloppy hockey right there.
A little bit. It's just South Carolina was trying to get something going, and it wasn't even on the play, on the puck where that penalty happened. So a little confusion on the ice and a tough break for Van Mullen.
Puskar wins the face-off. The Gamecocks are going to try and clear it, but that is the end of the first period. 2-0 Gamecocks early on with goals from Enzo Finelli and Aiden Dunphy.
Yeah, a great first period from the Gamecocks. Really, a great start. I feel like it evened out a little bit as the first period went on, but I think the South Carolina Gamecocks went 7 minutes and they did amazing. So
they really took control of the puck in that first 20-minute period. They're going to go back into the locker room, see what they can do better, try and stay out of the penalty box maybe. But the Gamecocks look in mighty control of this game as we're going to head into a break with the Gamecocks leading 2-0.
Welcome back, everybody. From the first intermission heading into the second period, I'm Duncan Maloney.
I'm Brendan Dougherty.
And we have had quite the first period, quite the first 20 minutes on hand. South Carolina got off to a quick start with 2 goals, one being from Enzo Finelli and one being the first goal, the first point of the season for Aiden Dunphy. And now the Gamecocks look to add on to that into the second period. They'll start shorthanded though, Brendan.
Yes, they will. The Gamecocks got a penalty with a little less than 2, with just a couple seconds left in the first period. But I want to talk about those goals for a second, Duncan. That first one from Enzo Finelli, just 3 minutes into the period, that was just him being opportunistic, fighting for the puck around the net, getting one by Tolvey. And then that Aiden Dunphy goal just a couple minutes later. That was all John Riggins getting through the neutral zone, dumping it off to his defenseman. Aiden Dunphy saw nothing but nylon and nailed the goal past Tolvey.
1000%. We do apologize for the first period. We had a couple technical difficulties with the camera, with the audio, had some freaky deek incidents, but we are all good now. We are ready to go. Puck drop is about to go. And Zach Nacy gets that back for Wake Forest, and the power play commences for them. Though good pressure on the back end, that's George Glavin.
And the Gamecocks have continued to stay aggressive despite the being shorthanded.
There it is, a good opportunity there, just no one in front of the net. And now Wake Forest Carson Dieterich gonna head up.
And that's where it kills you, Duncan, when you get too aggressive while being a man down, and then Wake Forest gets numbers like that.
Here they go, Carolina, 2-on-1. A shot goes wide. What an opportunity there. That's Savario Maricela. And the Gamecocks getting some opportunities shorthanded. A shorthanded goal would be just what the doctor ordered to start the period. A late hit from behind the ice, and he is complaining to the ref on that one, but Wake Forest continues nonetheless. Some good play here, and a good dump down, testing Tolvey.
Once again, just a minute left in this period. The Gamecocks have looked good on the defensive side early on.
On that power play, yes, now just 53 seconds remaining. And they're looking like they're on the power play right now, Brendan. A couple misplays, but Wake Forest going to take it back up the ice now. A pretty even spread. Carolina's playing great defense, but Wake Forest maybe an opportunity brewing in the offensive zone. A shot goes wide, blocked in front, and now Carolina going to get another chance.
Here comes Stickley. He's going to dump it down. And the Gamecock defensemen are going to do a line switch here.
A great change as Stickley controlled that puck against a couple of Wake Forest defensemen. Now he's got to get back on side, and he does. Carolina is playing unbelievable hockey right now. They are drawing it up and executing it excellently.
Yeah, Duncan. And here comes Sean Riggins again.
Riggins is doing a great job, and Wake Forest having trouble getting control of the puck on their own power play. South Carolina keeping it in. Wake Forest gains control. They're going to take it behind the net. Even strength. Just under 18 minutes left in the second period. And it's going to be in the corner. A battle commences, and now South Carolina's got a chance on the offensive zone at full strength for the first time this period. A rip, and it just goes wide, deflecting off. A great shot by Jeremiah Campbell. And it goes wide. Now behind the net. Wake Forest having trouble getting it again.
The Gamecocks are doing such a good job of getting security of the puck.
They really are. And now a chance in. Oh, a great defensive play from Tommy Albrighton. He moves the puck away, but Carolina maintains control yet again. Wake Forest cannot catch a break here early in the second period.
And a big hit by Tajan there.
They're controlling the puck now. They're boxing it in. Ref's going to tell them to move it. They're going to have to move it soon. See some movement there. Wake Forest might be getting it out, and they do. And they're going to try and get some offensive stuff going here. Oh, a nice hit. And that is number 21, Angelo Coscigano.
It's a mouthful there.
I did my best at trying. We'll get it better as the period goes on. Now Carolina, another chance. Great offensive passing. Will it be enough? He's going to rip one in. It is saved. That's John Riggins with a great shot. Now behind the net, Carolina maintains control. That's Colin Reed throwing it around to Nico Tajian. Now Wake Forest gets the puck back. And another battle in the corner. It feels like they've been battling for the corner, in the corner for the first part of this period. A great save by Tolvey off a rip from Tajian. He's going to go off to the bench to change, but Carolina maintains control. It's going to be up to the point. Carolina playing pass. Can they get a shot off? A great rip, but it goes wide. A good recovery and a great save by Tolvey.
The Gamecocks have been in this zone for several minutes now, Duncan.
The pressure is building, and it's going to lead to a goal if Wake Forest isn't careful. They are circling around them like sharks.
I mean, this looks like a penalty. This looks like a penalty, Duncan. This looks like
it
they
really
have a
does.
man
It looks like a
advantage.
power play, and Carolina's just doing a great job of controlling the puck and jumping on it when they lose it. Now it's back up to the point. Rips one in, it goes off a helmet. That looked like Colin Reed, and it's going to hit the ceiling, but it will still be in the offensive zone for Carolina with 15:37 left in the second period.
Finally, a whistle, Duncan. I mean, finally, South Carolina was maintaining possession of the puck for several minutes in a row. Wake Forest was running circles in place, just reacting a step behind. South Carolina has done a great job of maintaining possession of the puck.
They really have. This faceoff's going to get moved out to the neutral zone, so a break for Wake Forest maybe, but not for long as Carolina's going to win the faceoff. Now it's going to go back. Tommy Marvin, that's going to be a hit. But Carolina's still going to keep it. Now Wake Forest will get the puck back, try and set something up, get something going the other way. It's going to be in the neutral zone. They're rushing it up. And it's dumped back the other way. Carolina trying to make a move on it. Back in the neutral zone for Wake Forest. Now they'll move up. Misplay on the puck in the circle. It still goes in front of Tamoyan, and Carolina will get it out of the zone after a risky bouncing puck play for Wake Forest.
That was the first action Tamoyan's seen all period so far, and we're already past 5 minutes in.
I'm sure he appreciates that. Now Wake Forest gets Carolina out of the offensive zone. They're going to try and push for an opportunity for themselves. It will not go as it shoots over to the Wake Forest bench. They're getting the change going, and while they can, I mean, with Tommy Marvin has the puck in the zone for Carolina.
I mean, with all of this nonstop, these line switches need to be faster because these lines don't have a chance to have a break.
Great pass there from Puskar, but it just couldn't connect across. And now Carolina in the offensive zone. Some play behind the net, but it dissipates before anything happens. And now Carolina, intercepted pass. Wake Forest heading up. And a great defensive play there from the Gamecocks.
Tommy Marvin getting in there. He's been a stonewall back there early on.
And that's going to be an offside, just a little too much from Carson Scove. And they're going to blow the whistle, face off in the neutral zone.
The Gamecocks have just done such a tremendous job of controlling the neutral zone. Duncan, we talk about these 50-50 pucks, how the team who's usually able to control the possession of the puck more will often be ahead and winning games. And guess what? The Gamecocks are doing exactly that today.
I agree 1,000%, Brendan. Wake Forest is going to need to go back to the drawing board here and fast before this game gets out of control. They're going to try and get some movement here. A big hit along the boards, and that's going to be a penalty on South Carolina.
And that one's going to be on Owen Newnham, I believe.
It appears so, and it will be.
There's just a little bit too much extracurricular there. He shoved the Demon Deacon into the wall.
Yeah.
It was pretty blatant.
And the coaches were looking for that one. The coaches are looking for it.
It didn't quite look like a hockey play, let's put it that way.
Pushing it now. Wake Forest is going to have another opportunity on the power play in the second period. 13:59 to go in 2 minutes. With Wake Forest having an extra man on the ice, a chance to cut the lead down to 1 as we near the halfway point in this game and the period. Wake Forest not going to get a good draw. Still in the zone. A great play by Wake Forest to keep it in. Now they move in. Shot. Tamoyan gets a blocker on it, and it goes wide. Wake Forest controlling it in the corner. Now going to pass up to the point, and it's intercepted. Carolina's going to get it down, and they're going to rush. They're going to be aggressive, as they have been, Brendan.
A quick change. Finelli now coming in for Marcella, and there is the big hit from George Clavin. He's trying to get the puck on the shorthand.
Cross check there after. That's going to be on Wake Forest. It should be, unless they're just blowing it for the whistle. I believe there may not be a penalty on this play. They might have just been blowing it because he was on the puck.
The refs are thinking it over.
Clavin.
It won't be on Clavin now, but
they're just going to call it for him being on the puck.
That's what it looks like.
Play. 1:29 remaining on the power play for Wake Forest, and an opportunity in the offensive zone for the Carolina Gamecocks.
That was great aggressiveness by Clavin. Big hit, getting in on the boards, trying to maintain possession of the puck even more so.
Finale going to try and win a draw. He can't. He was trying to get a shot off on that one, and it didn't go. Wake Forest holding behind the net. Throws it up the ice and way back. Ref almost took a turn on that one. That should be an icing, and it is. Tough break for Wake Forest, and you got to set something up more. I know they want to get down there and move as quick as possible, but you got to set something up so that icing plays like that don't happen.
And I think that just speaks to the frustration Wake Forest has dealing with the South Carolina defense. You know, getting in the way of these passes, breaking up possession of the puck. They've just been relentless all day.
Another good opportunity on the faceoff, but it wouldn't go. And now Wake Forest circles the net and looks to get it up into the Carolina zone. They succeed, but just barely. It goes behind Tomoyan. And Dunphy gets the puck, playing behind. Carolina again gonna throw it down. That one's on net. That one hit Tolvey. And it'll go into the circle. Wake Forest will regroup.
Tolvey appreciates that for his stat sheet.
He really does. That would have been a hand pass. Instead, it's intercepted. Enzo Finelli with a good shot, but it goes over the net. It's hard to get a shot on goal when you shoot over the goal, Brendan.
Yeah, but it was just a great opportunity. He stole the puck. He didn't really have numbers, but when you have a clear shot at the goal, you take it. And unfortunately, that was just a bit high there from Enzo.
Giojefa got something started here for Wake Forest. Good shot on net there. But Carolina once again retains possession. And Wake Forest going to try and get something set up in the neutral zone. Big hit. Giojefa is shaken up on the boards. And they're going to blow a whistle here. Injured Wake Forest Demon Deacon down just at the center ice line.
That was a big hit by Colin Reed. The Gamecocks once again just setting the tone. They might be on the man disadvantage, but they are still playing tough. They're still playing physical, and they're making life difficult for Wake Forest.
They really are. It was a tough angle hit, so obviously you never want to see a player banged up. That was just nothing dirty, just a tough angle. But
yes, it was a clean hit. It was a clean hit. Unfortunate, but that's just part of the toughness that the Gamecocks are bringing today.
17 seconds remain on the Wake Forest power play. You might have forgotten, though, Wake Forest was on a power play, given how the last couple minutes have gone. But we digress, and Carolina maintains control again. They're going to try and get something going from their own zone. And Reed throws it past, doesn't get through, and now Wake Forest, it's taken away at center ice again.
It's a great poke by Riggins.
Riggins and Reed. Reed has the puck, but he can't get it in front of the net. The power play is over. Full strength for Carolina, nothing doing for Wake Forest on that one. And they're going to try and get something going back at full strength. Not that they have done that today. They're going to get the puck in the offensive zone, take it in the corner.
It's great physicality by Tajan again.
Puck bounces around in front, shoots into the corner. Carolina going to try and get it out, and they will. Going to try and shoot past the defenseman, but it hits off the stick of Liam Corwin, and the goalie plays it out. Wake Forest gets a play, and they might have a little more here. Shooting down the ice, but a good play by Dunphy. He shoots in front. Oh, it just goes wide. A great opportunity there for Wake Forest.
That was the best opportunity the Demon Deacons have seen all night. Just wide.
And
very close.
Here. Stoppage in play, and they're going to take the draw, I believe, at center ice. Just off center ice, the neutral zone, closest to the Wake Forest bench.
It's going to be the center, Jake Puskar, on the faceoff. Puskar has been, I want to say 100% on his faceoffs.
You jinxed him. Oh, you jinxed him. He has been very good.
The announcer's jinx has struck cock hockey.
He'll do great the rest of the game as long as you don't mention him. Carolina going to try and move the puck out here. Great pass up, right in. But just not enough going there for Carolina to get something productive. And Wake Forest will take it the other way quick. Rips a shot on that to Moyen. Quick to save that one off to his left side. Wake Forest has it at the point. Dumps it down low. And once again, a mess on the boards. Gives Carolina the puck. And it's Carson Scove in. Dumps it back, shoots, save by Tolvey, another rebound. And somehow it stays out of the net. Unbelievable save by Tolvey.
And great opportunity by Coscignano just to get in there.
And things got physical in the corner. Carolina still has the puck. Tolvey with a blocker save, and they're getting chippy in front of the net. The refs are letting him go. Not sure how much longer. That slashes and cross-checks being thrown. It's immaculate. Wake Forest with an offensive opportunity. Gonna rip one to Moyen. Takes it in the chest. Gonna get a stoppage in play, and the refs gonna break up any conversations that are happening after the whistle. What a save by Tolvey in the offensive end.
But It was a great save. He was just looking for the puck, and credit the Gamecock attack for just getting shots on net, making life difficult. And in turn, Wake Forest as well. Tyler Tamoyen, we've said his name a lot more in the last couple minutes because Wake Forest is taking more of those spontaneous shots. I think like they saw in the first period, it was just a pass too many in some moments. They're shooting the puck more. Tamoyen is working more.
1,000%. Looked like Cosciano had a wide open net, and Tolvi shut that door. 10:06 remaining in the second period. And
I don't even think Tolvi knew he shut that door.
He was just trying to get in front of it. Wake Forest going to win the draw in the offensive zone. Rips a shot, but another save by Tamoyen. And now Carolina will turn it up into the neutral zone and dump it into the corner. That's going to be Seamus Murphy going for it. A collision. Puck's in front, loose, and it's in! The ref is going to call that one in. He called it no initially, and I believe that's Owen Newman.
It's Owen Newman. He was right out there, right place, right time. The assists go to Marcella and Seamus Murphy. That line has done terrific things all day. They were being opportunistic. Seamus Murphy got the puck when he probably shouldn't, and it was a slick pass to get Owen Newman right in front of the net, and they nailed the goal.
That's the junior's first goal of the year in his third game of the year. He's got 2 assists otherwise. The ref initially called it off, didn't think it had enough to go in, but somehow, some way, it does. And Carolina up to a quick 3-0 lead now, 9:47 remaining in the second period. Wake Forest just feels dead in the water right now. They need something to spark this team, get some motivation going.
It has been this line of Murphy, of Newnham, and Marchal. They have set the tone. They set it from the very first puck drop of the game.
Wake shot, but it goes wide. Good opportunity there for them. And it's going to get out again. Carolina in the neutral zone, now back just off to the side of Tolvi. Big hits from Carolina, gives them the puck. As Wake Forest tries to get it back, it's not going to go. Tries to get it again, but Tolvi sticks it away, and Wake Forest going to try and get it out. They succeed. It's going to get dumped in. Going to get a couple changes here for Wake Forest, but nothing major. It goes behind the net, and Carolina once again on an offensive rush. Here's Murphy. Dump back again. Loose in front. Tolvi's trying to get it. It's still loose, and it goes behind the net. Tolvi escapes another one, and he's just going to jump on top of it. That's going to be some sort of whistle. And that's going to be Carson Dietrich. He just jumped on that puck, and then now they're going to get something on Carolina.
They're calling this one on Newnham. Newnham looked like he was getting the worst of it, if anything. It looked like the real physicality was coming from the Wake Forest end.
Get both on it, which is good, but they're trying to keep the game clean as best they can. And
yeah, that's Jack Dans getting real physical with Newnham.
Yep.
So we're going to go back to 4-on-4 hockey.
Love some 4-on-4 hockey, especially for Carolina, because it is, like it is on full strength, it is a power play.
I mean, when you have 4 speedy players with or without the puck in possession, Finelli, Riccitelli, Dunphy, and Stickley, these guys are quick. They can efficiently use such open ice.
1,000%.
This is where you look to get even more aggressive if you're the Gamecocks.
Gonna try and get the draw here. That might have been a high stick there. He's not gonna play it, and the refs don't call it. And Wake Forest gonna try and clear to the zone. He misses the puck, and Carolina gonna try and set up.
Goal, number 19, Owen Newnham.
Wake Forest gets the puck back. Playing with it behind their net. And it's shot across. Gonna set back in. And they're playing intercept. Now Wake Forest gonna get the puck. He's gonna cruise right through. Tamoyen gonna cover up.
That was a great poke by Riccitelli. Albright had an opportunity weaving through the back line, but Riccitelli just made it a teensy bit uncomfortable for Albright. Made Tamoyen's job a little bit easier, and it's still a clean slate for Tamoyen in the Gamecocks.
Yeah, Albright caught Carolina's defense sleeping a little bit there, but Tamoyen bails him out. And a draw is going to be won by Wake Forest. A shot on net and another excellent save by Tyler Tamoyen, holding his shutout strong with 8:12 remaining in the second period.
And that was Jagger Lucas with the backhand. He had the opportunity. He shot on goal. Didn't make life too difficult for Tamoyen. Tamoyen was right in front. and he didn't really have to move all that much, just surrounded in the chest.
Getting physical in the face-off circle. Still they go. Wake Forest going to get the win. Good block of the puck, and it's going to get shot wide and on the boards. South Carolina's got something, a 2-on-1, possibly. A pass, it's going to ricochet off Liam Corwin. And South Carolina is going to have to reassess here in the offensive zone. A shot for the set, it's deflected, and Tolvey comes up with the save. Here comes Dungy. Playing around with it. Trying to get something going. Carolina, puck control, A+ right now, and he gets knocked into Tolvey, still no call. And Wake Forest gonna try and get something going from their end. A loss of the puck. And it will end up in South Carolina's hands. Now a rush up the right side. A shot and a save by Tolvey, a rebound, and another excellent save by John Tolvey. And a whistle will go on here. I believe we're gonna get a hold, and it's gonna go against the Wake Forest Demon Deacons. That's Liam Corwin gonna get called on that one. And when it's such a rush in front of the net, you can't help but grab onto something. Unfortunately, you can't do that.
But once again, the Gamecocks are taking advantage of the miscues from Wake Forest in the neutral zone. It looks like Wake Forest had something going there. They were pushing it up a little bit, but a pass that could not be corralled. It led the Gamecocks to be aggressive. It led to George Clavin to get down there and create that action that the Gamecocks have been doing all night long, just being aggressive, putting shots on the net, and making life difficult for Tolvey and the Demon Deacons.
This is going to be a 4-on-3, 23 seconds remaining in the matching minor penalties, 2 minutes on the newly assessed holding. South Carolina going to try and get a shot. It's blocked in front, but they will still reset.
And look at how much space is on this ice.
They want to get a shot off while they can, but they are not going to rush it, and it's in! It knocks the water bottle up in the air, and South Carolina takes a 4-0 lead.
Kai Bonsukin from the point wastes no time. He fires it, and there is nothing that Tolvey can do about it. That is Bonsukin's 5th point of the season, his 3rd goal.
That was a beautiful one right there.
That's a star defender if I've ever heard one.
I'm not sure which penalty they're going to clear here, if any.
I believe
they are discussing that now. It should, theoretically, it should be one of the matching. But I think they might take off the one that just started because it was matching because at the same time. So I think that might be what happens. They might not do it at all. They are holding. They're trying to figure this out. They don't know what to do.
Yeah.
And neither do we.
It is a confusing thing to assess. Obviously, the Wake Forest coach is pleading his case for one way or another.
I believe he would want the most recent one off,
I would think it makes more sense to make it even strength and still be a 4-on-4.
That's what they are going to do.
That is the most logical to me when the matching penalties are done, which are in 6 seconds anyway. We'll be back to 5-on-5 very, very shortly.
Kai Bonsukin, the Gamecocks set it up perfectly. Just holding, waiting for that perfect moment. Bonsukin found it, and he ripped it home. Water bottle flying in the air. This face-off going to go back right next to Tolvey for Wake Forest. They're going to try and shoot around back to even strength.
Goal, number 5, Kai Bonsukin.
As South Carolina, 6:43 and counting remaining here in the 2nd period. Wake Forest trying to get something going, but Tyler Tomoyan with a great glove off a great rip from Gio Chafia.
That's great focus from Tomoyan for that shot to get through between all those Demon Deacons and Gamecocks. They're all right around the net, and Tomoyan just looks through all of it, snags it with the glove.
And now this one will be off to the left of Tyler Tomoyan. Wake Forest wins it, settles in, and that one deflected wide, but barely, and it's going to get cleared out by the Gamecocks. They're going to try and use some speed here to get the puck. They do. And Tolvey pokes it away. And Wake Forest going to try and move up into the offensive zone. They do. In the corner. Trying to move it around, they will, but South Carolina going to intercept. And now the Gamecocks move it back up the ice.
And there's Sean Riggins again. He's just always involved, always involved.
He really is. Playing in front, almost a flyer. And they're holding that, a little bit of tension over there between Wake Forest and South Carolina off the puck. Meanwhile, on the puck, South Carolina going to clear their defensive zone and move it into the neutral zone.
It's Tommy Martin. Once again, just getting through the Wake Forest defense and giving the Gamecocks an opportunity again.
It really is another shot. Tajian, that one saved, but a juicy rebound picked up by Wake Forest.
And Wake Forest is clearing here as if the Gamecocks are on the power play.
They are, and Wake Forest has done a great job of clearing. They really haven't done a good job of getting us something set up. They almost had something there, but again, intercepted by the Gamecocks. And now something brewing here. He dodges one defender, he shoots, he scores! Carson Scove makes it 5-0 Carolina.
And you know Carson Scove loved to get that one down. He's been fighting with the Demon Deacons all night, just being chippy, being aggressive. He gets a great opportunity. There's a little bit of numbers there. Scove makes a great move on the Wake Forest defender, gets a great shot lined up, and sinks it in the top right corner. Nothing Tolvey can do about it.
Absolutely beautiful. Scove, you mentioned his physicality, him being an instigator. He had 12 penalty minutes coming into this game. Now he picks up his second goal. 5-0 with 5:14 remaining in the second. Carolina going to win another draw, chase it back into their own zone. Now going to try and get something moving. Once again, they are just moving much faster than Wake Forest is willing to play right now. Behind the net, Carolina goes, trailed by 2 defensemen. It doesn't matter. Carolina's going to maintain the puck. Now it's over to Lucas Van Mullen. Across and a one-timer just wide.
Jake Puskar had a great opportunity there that he just whiffed on. Great action by Van Mullen to set him up, though.
Now a breakaway opportunity. Matthew Studdard. Saved by Tyler Tamoyan. When the lights are the brightest, he shines. And now Carolina going to try and move it back up. But a good defensive play. Someone's holding someone, and no one's calling anything. Carolina's still going to maintain the puck. Circling. Now back up to the point. Deflected in front, but that's deflected wide. A good opportunity by Dunphy, but it did not go. Now Scove behind the net again. Back up to the point. That's Ben Riccitelli now with the puck. Throws it in front, but it's deflected, so it weakens out. And Carolina going to keep these Wake Forest defenders tired.
They look it. They really look it. They look exhausted here.
Trying to take advantage of a shot in front. Oh, a great save by Tolvey. And no whistle. I think Wake Forest wanted one there, but they won't get it. And they throw it across. They are desperate to get fresh legs on the ice. And a whistle, right as Carolina had a great opportunity. And we'll see what happens here.
And it just looks like the Wake Forest bench is just sitting in frustration.
Carolina. That's Ben Riccitelli.
We didn't get the official call, but I'd imagine it would be a 2-minute minor.
It is. I'm not sure if it was a delay or a too many men. Carolina was in the process of changing, so I wouldn't be shocked.
That could be it. Riccitelli was on the ice prior to the call. He was working that last shift.
He did seem confused as the call was being made, but another power play opportunity for Wake Forest. They're 0 for 2.
Wake Forest has had several opportunities. South Carolina has been on the man disadvantage a handful of times in this game, but they've looked relentless.
In front, it goes behind the net. Wake Forest, another opportunity, and he had another save by Tyler Jamoyan. Ross McKee looking for it at the top, but Wake Forest not going to go. It's loose in front of wide open net, but he shoots the puck wide. Ross McKee going to keep it in the zone. No, he's not. South Carolina going to knock it out and try and get the puck back with speed. They will get it back on the dump in by Wake Forest.
I thought Tyler Grinelli had an unbelievable opportunity there for Wake Forest. He had nothing but a wide open net after the center. Tamoyan was late to the rotation.
Costly turnover. Oh, and he shoots it over. Marcella with a great opportunity on a costly turnover by Wake Forest, but it leads to nothing and 2:55 remaining in the second. 1:12 remaining on the power play for Wake Forest. Ross McKee dumps it in, and South Carolina once again gonna maintain it, and it'll be offside. Oh no, it's gonna be a slash.
We got a
slashing here on South Carolina.
No, this is oh yeah, we have a slashing penalty. It'll be a 2-man advantage. This is David DuBois.
That's a tough break right there, and he did not seem happy with that. It looks like they were just going back and forth. Obviously, you're going to get a little aggressive when you're playing, trying to play with the puck. And unfortunately for South Carolina.
And if there's ever been an opportunity for Wake Forest to score, it's been now. They have Scove out there with Jeremiah Campbell and Cascignano this is where Demon Deacons will have that opportunity. 5-on-3, Tyler Tomoyan has to be at his utmost focus here.
5:03 for a minute. South Carolina's going to want to do a lot of dumping. And it goes behind Tovey. They success so far.
And they're 1 for 1. Just look at that pressure from Scove.
Excellent. Got to stay on it. Defenders staying vigilant in the neutral zone. Oh, aggressive. There it is, Jeremiah Campbell. And Scove going to get it. Wake Forest, you wouldn't know they had a 5-on-3 right now.
This is 24 seconds so far with the 2-man advantage, and they haven't even gotten to their own offensive zone. Look at Carson Scove.
Absolutely amazing penalty killing.
Wake Forest is getting nothing across.
And they might be getting something now. A big hit. That's going to take out the ref. Wake Forest has got an opportunity, but nothing doing. Still at the point, trying to get something going here. A 5-on-3. They've got plenty of opportunity. Tomoyan's going to have to stand tall here. A block in front. And Carson Scove clears it down. They're going to get a change. They're going to get a man back. It's now 5-on-4 for 55 seconds. 1:39 remaining in the period.
Coach Saros looks nothing but elated with this penalty kill. Carson Scove really doing the job, getting through the passing lanes.
It's going to be an offside if Carolina did get the puck there. It still will be. And Colin Reed did not seem to get the message, and they'll blow the play dead. 1:23 remaining in the second. It has been all Gamecocks all game.
Even when they're down 2 men on the ice.
Didn't matter.
It did not matter. This has been an incredible time of penalty killing, and I think this just shows what the Gamecocks team can be. 3-3, coming off a 7-0 rout of Clemson 2 weeks ago. This is just that momentum, and it just continues to pick up for this team.
Carolina going to win the draw in the corner. Thrown around. Ross McKee has trouble handling it, but he dumps it back. And Bunsaken going to clear it out. 25 now remaining on the power play for Wake Forest. One final push for them to try and break the iceberg on the scoreboard. And instead it's thrown in and nothing doing. And South Carolina seemed to want an icing there. They won't get it. Wake Forest setting up across the key. Oh, it's loose in front. Tomoyan got a stick on it, and it's still loose in front, and he'll get a cover. Unbelievable play by Tomoyan as the Gamecocks get back to full strength.
Not just Tomoyan, but all those Gamecock defenders just getting their sticks in there. That was Jake Puskar, who was just trying to get it out. That was Colin Reed just trying to get it out. Tomoyan has done a fantastic job this evening, but not without the help of his teammates.
42 seconds remain in the second period. 5-0. Wake Forest has had a couple more opportunities as of late, but South Carolina's going to win that draw.
We are back to full 5-on-5 ice.
Now a 2-on-1, an odd man rush for South Carolina. Across the ice, and it's in! The University of South Carolina, Owen Noonan gets his second of the day, 31.1 left.
And meanwhile, John Riggins gets his second assist of the day as well. These guys have been all over the ice. It's 6-0, and we haven't even played 40 full minutes of hockey yet. Duncan, this has just been an absolute rout. Wake Forest just looks tired, and the Gamecocks are relentless. They want to score goals. They want to run it up, and this has just been domination through 2 periods of hockey.
Really has, and while South Carolina's playing great, that was really the first play where it felt super sloppy from Wake Forest, and that's not something you want to see going into the third period, already down 6-0. You want to see a little fight from Wake Forest. As South Carolina sets up once again, 20 seconds and counting now in the second period, thrown across to Seamus Murphy. He'll play around with it, get it up to Riccitelli, now down to Murphy again. Murphy goes down low, tries to throw in front, but Wake Forest, it's Albrighton who makes the stop. Riccitelli throws it down. Scove, and now back up to Riccitelli. It goes into the crowd. Scary play there is 0.07 seconds left.
It looks like everyone is all right. That was a scary, scary play as the puck jumped up over the boards into the crowd.
1,000%. No netting here on the fan side at Flight Adventure Park. They're just going to drop the puck and go into intermission here. Ref's going to try and keep things clean. And South Carolina ends the second period with 6 goals in unbelievable period.
And Duncan, the most impressive thing to me was how the Gamecocks handled the penalty kill, particularly when they were 5-3. Carson Scove did a fantastic job getting his stick into the passing lanes, breaking up the puck. It was a fantastic job, and the Gamecocks got to 5-on-4, and then they started to have the puck while still being on the shorthand. Then the second they get to 5-on-5, that first faceoff, John Riggins pushes it down, Owen Newnham taps it home. The second they got to 5-on-5, they got another one home. This Gamecocks team is relentless, and we've seen it all night.
Well, hopefully this is a bird you cannot change. The South Carolina Gamecocks are up 6-0 at the end of the second period. Stick around, the third period is coming up in just about 15 minutes.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to SGTV's version of Cock Hockey this evening. The Gamecocks are up 6-0 as we get to the beginning of the third period. I'm Brendan Dougherty with Duncan Maloney alongside me. Duncan, what do you think the Gamecocks have done to get out ahead with still another period left to play?
They've just been playing so much faster, Brendan, and it's insane. And it feels like Wake Forest has gotten a little sloppy. It'll be interesting to see what happens. It might get a little physical here. They don't have another game to play against each other this season, so things might get messy here in the final 20 minutes.
Yeah, well, Severio Marcelo wins the opening faceoff, but the Demon Deacons have the puck in their offensive zone, and a big hit by Bonsukin, but the Demon Deacons keep it in their zone. But here come the Gamecocks, led by Tommy Marvin on the left end. He's going to pass it, the shot, and it is a goal. That's Owen Newnham. That means everyone should be throwing their hats on the ice. That's an Owen Newnham hat trick with 25 seconds heading in to the third period. Only 25 seconds into the third period, and Owen Newnham has the hat trick, hitting the 6-7. Gamecocks up 7-0.
Brendan, just an unbelievable setup there for the Carolina Gamecocks going into the offensive zone 3-on-1. Didn't think they were going to execute that as well as they did, and who am I to not believe in the Carolina Gamecocks at this point in the game? An unbelievable goal there, and it's a tough break for Tolvey because he's played so well this season. Today has just not gotten a lot of support, but the Gamecocks getting the Sandstorm going 7-0. They are suffocating the Wake Forest Demon Deacons in this one.
And time plays on as Wake Forest is going to dump it down low again. Tamoyan is going to get it out from behind the net, and Jesper Snow is going to try and kick it, but here come the Gamecocks again. Tommy Marvin again. Am I having deja vu? He's going to shoot it himself, and it's going to go just wide. And John Riggins is going to be there to collect it and shove it back down into the offensive zone. Nico Tajan is going to fight for it in the low boards, but here come the Demon Deacons. Jesper Snow collecting the puck. He's going to swing it to the far side, and they're going to dump it down low again. There's Adam Custable down there fighting with Colin Reed. And
a dangerous pass in front. You don't want to be doing that too much if you're the Gamecocks.
And a shot off the stick of the Gamecock defender, off the stick of Bonsukin, and corralled by Tamoyan.
Just a dangerous situation there. Puck gets thrown out in front, and then a flying, deflected puck towards Tamoyan. Easily could have ended up in a Wake Forest goal there. Carolina's got to tighten it up. I know they got a 7-1 lead. This whole thing could come unraveled with the shot of one puck.
I mean, Custable and Reed were fighting down in there, and Bonsukin just had no understanding where the puck was, and that almost led to the blank slate being dropped for Tamoyan.
Another great save by Tamoyan there.
And here come the Gamecocks. Aiden Dunphy controlling the puck. He's going to swing it to his line mate, Richatelli. A quick turnover in their own defensive zone.
Ooh, dangerous in front there.
Wake Forest has had a couple opportunities right in front of the crease, but Tamoyan has been steady as he picks up another save.
Steel wall and net right there. Nothing's getting by him right now. As Carolina's going to move it out, or try to move it out, but unsuccessfully.
Yeah, that was a great defensive play by Jagger Lucas, making life difficult for Lucas Van Mullen. And Dunphy's going to try and swing it to Van Mullen, turns it over again. And here's Aiden Dunphy with the puck. He's going to lead the break. He's going to cross the blue line, look around, make a move, dump it off, and it'll be kicked away. Great aggressiveness from Dunphy.
Pretty play right there.
And here's Puskar trying to make a play, turns it over, and the Demon Deacons give it right back.
South Carolina trying to slow it down here.
Or pick it right back up. Here comes David DeBoy, and it's going to be offsides. Just a little too quick there, Duncan.
Not great there. Carolina's been, I don't think Carolina's been bad, but I think Wake Forest has definitely picked up the pace a little bit. This team was here the whole game. It might not be 7-0 right now. But Wake Forest going to try and get a little something, play for a little pride here. 7 goals in 17 minutes. I would love to see it. The hockey fan in me would love to see that. And just not sure if that's possible.
And listen, Wake Forest is just trying to pick up that urgency. They only have 17 minutes left. They're going to try and get the most out of it.
Oh, my goodness.
A massive hit from Mateo Marchese, and I cannot believe that did not spark a fight there, Duncan.
Luke Plamondon, his lunch is on the floor. He's picking it up as we speak. I believe he's going to the box.
I would imagine so. Talk about a non-hockey play. And in the same vein, the Gamecocks are up 7-0. They're going to rub it in a little bit. They're going to get.
Not sure if that's necessary, but that was a big hit. When you see the opportunities of player, and Marchese, he had to. That was a big hit. Stopped him in his tracks. The train was derailed.
These guys are aggressive. They're going to get their licks in. And once again, Wake Forest is on the power play. Finelli wins the faceoff. Campbell's going to try to clear. It gets deflected. It'll be cleared anyway. Here comes Stickley. He's going to cross the blue line. No offsides. He's going to dump it down low to himself. Go behind the net. Try and kick it out. But it'll be a turnover. Wake Forest has the puck. And they're going to try and make a little bit of a move of their own. But a great stop by Campbell. Here comes Wake Forest again. Ross McKee dumping it off. At the point, there's Liam Corwin. And it's going to be kicked out wide. And whiffing several times, but the Gamecocks eventually clear it.
Right on Tolvey there.
And that was some great defensive work by Angelo Coscinano, getting in there and trying to clear the puck. Here come the Demon Deacons again. Carson Diedrichs leading the break. He's going to try and take it all himself, and it's going to go high. Wake Forest continuing to keep possession. Grinelli's going to try and dump it down low to Adam Custable, but it's going to be taken out of the offensive zone. The Demon Deacons will have to recoup. They're going to dump it in, and there's Coscinano to clear it some more. Adam Custable can't handle the puck along the boards.
South Carolina's got an opportunity. We'll see if they waste it or not.
George Clavin trying to do it all himself. He's going to wait for his teammates to get in the zone, and he gets nailed into the boards. Here are the Demon Deacons again.
Nothing came from that, but that was a great job wasting some time off the power play for South Carolina.
There's Custable. He's going to dump it in. There's Tyler Grinelli. Fighting for it along the boards. There's Bonsukin getting the puck out to his line mate, Marvin.
Diedrich's getting extra physical there, throwing his stick around, throwing his fist in the corner. He's going to get a penalty at some point this period. Mark my words.
Your words are marked, and Marvin turns it over. It's a race for the ice, but Bonsukin will win to the puck.
Good play, throwing it back, not trying to rush anything out of the zone. Take a second. I know Wake Forest got the puck back, but good job not turning it over in the offensive zone. Good save by Tamoyan.
Save for Tamoyan. We are back to 5-on-5, full-strength ice. And the Gamecocks are going to turn it over. This should be icing, but it does not get called.
There. I think just because of the time that it was thrown out, might have hit a Wake Forest player, but refs decide no goal.
Could have potentially skipped it.
That.
And the Gamecocks have the puck yet again. There's Bonsukin. He's going to bring it in to Colin Reed. He's going to get the Gamecocks set up. He's going to make a move along the boards. Kick it out to Bonsukin, and it's going to get deflected by Jagger Lucas. And Wake Forest might have an opportunity here.
That was so far offsides. I cannot believe what I just watched.
Danny Mitchell trying to make a play. Might have gotten away with outsides. Doesn't quite matter. But here comes Nico Tajin again. He's going to dump it off to Reed. His pass is going to get deflected. And more passes are getting deflected, but Albright has the puck.
Tajian's getting physical here. Just threw his helmet off. Oh, my goodness. That's going to be a trip to the box for Nico Tajian.
That, I would imagine that is a quick trip to the box.
And by his hands up there, you'd say high stick,
I don't know,
say
they're not
roughing.
really.
If they don't call a penalty on that, I'd be shocked. That's a high check.
Nico Tajin's just sitting there like, next play.
Wow.
Well, they're doing a line change anyway. They're not going to.
Shocked.
John Riggins not too pleased to come off the ice. But here's this line of Skov, Puskar, and Van Mullen. They've been so active. They had an especially great second period. Puskar wins the faceoff. Skov trying to make a play along the boards. And his puck gets deflected. He regains possession. There's Puskar again. He's going to kick it back to Skov. A little two-man game going for the Gamecocks now. And Riccitelli's going to get involved. And Wake Forest is going to clear into the bench. It's going to be a face-off in the neutral zone.
Just under 14 minutes remaining in this one. You got to think South Carolina's going to try and get out of this one without anything too crazy happening, any big fights. They got some big games coming up, especially coming up next weekend, the University of Tennessee, and then the weekend after that in Charlotte, outside Truist Park against the University of North Carolina, Chapel Hill.
And that is a huge game. Obviously, the Gamecocks want to save up their energy, don't want to get injured. enjoy the 7-0 advantage while you have it, but don't try and push the limit. Skov has an opportunity, dumps it off for Puskar. The shot, and an incredible glove by John Tolvey.
I felt the breeze on that one. The windmill was blowing. Tolvey with a great setup by Carolina. But Tolvey steals one.
Carson Skov dumps it off perfectly for Puskar. He has the one-timer. He fires it. It looked like a great shot, but Tolvey gloves it, says not today.
Yeah, water bottle was going to fly off that net if that one went through.
And Puskar loses the face-off. And for now, Wake Forest has possession until it's stolen by Skov. Skov the shot, blocked by Tolvey.
In too close
the
for that one.
Gamecocks regain possession. Van Mullen, shot on ice. No, the Gamecocks get the rebound. Aiden Dunphy making a move on the defenseman. Going behind the net. He gets hit hard. There's Van Mullen. They're going to keep the puck. There's Puskar down there. And the Gamecocks continue to be relentless. There's Skov with the puck. There's Puskar. Dumps it off to Van Mullen, but it's going to be Dunphy who has it. Dunphy on net. It's going to be blocked by his own teammate, Puskar. Riccitelli catches it, keeps it in the offensive zone. No. And finally, the Gamecocks have to play some defense.
Finally, Kellen Danaher couldn't hold on to that one. Dunphy's going to get it. Danaher gets it back.
We haven't heard Danaher's name much this season, but he's the team leader in points.
Yeah, he was a big part of the Wake Forest team coming into this game. And, well, everyone on Wake Forest has been kind of shut down, but especially Danaher. Really haven't heard him at all.
And here's Dunphy. He's going to pass it. It's going to be blocked. That was Finelli on the shot. And Finelli has it back behind the goal. He's going to kick it out. Waiting, observing. He's going to pass. It's going to be cut off, and the Gamecocks will have to recoup. There's DuBois and Marchese, and the pass is cut off. This is a shot, and it's saved by Tamoyan.
Carson Dieterich.
Carson Dieterich had a great opportunity. It was a deflected pass. It was just sitting there waiting to be shot. Tamoyan shuts the door again with the left pad.
That's a defender's nightmare. The puck's right there. You're trying to reach it, but you can't get it. Offensive player steals it, but Tamoyan once again returns to the jailhouse and bails out the Carolina Gamecocks.
Dieterich said, look what I found, and nothing. We found a whole lot of nothing. There's Marchese off the faceoff. Kicks it to Finelli. Finelli passes it to Stickley. Stickley crosses the blue line. He's going to take a shot. Saved by Tanya.
Flat shot there, but it still did impact. And South Carolina still putting a lot of pressure on Tolvey.
So
even
much
at this
pressure
point in the game.
And it's going to be kicked ahead, and it's going to be a one-on-one, making a move, but it's stuffed. Macy gets stuffed by David DuBois.
Lost the stick there. He's going to pick it up and keep playing.
It's incredible he had time like that to pick up his stick, grab the puck, and keep going.
Wake Forest is not be. South Carolina's up 7. They're still being more aggressive than Wake Forest. It's interesting to watch.
To Clavin, crosses the blue line, makes a move, turns it over. Here comes Wake Forest on the attack.
Great lead
Here
pass.
he goes. Studdert. He's going to make a spin. He's going to try and dump it off, but this Gamecock defense is irresistible.
Wake Forest, they have parts of a play down. They just really can't get the full play together.
Kicking it ahead to Finelli, and this will be holding. Holding on Jack Dans. Enzo Finelli making a move on the puck. Jack Dans did nothing but give him a bear hug.
Sometimes when you're trying to stop Finelli, who's played a great game, by the way, Gans had enough. He's like, nope, you're not going anywhere.
Yeah, great day for Finelli. He got the scoring kicked off with a little goal, just looking for an opportunity with the puck. Got the first
playing in front, yeah.
Got the first goal.
Grinding it out.
Got the first goal of the game, and the rest has been history for the Gamecocks right now. Marcelo on the faceoff, and the possession is going to be controlled by the Gamecocks. Kai Bonsukin is at the point, directing traffic. Bonsukin once again. He's going to wrist it. Near the goal.
Someone in front there.
Not quite on goal. The Gamecocks will regroup. No icing is called, but here is Bonsukin. He's going to kick it ahead to Van Mullen. Makes a move into the neutral zone. Stuff, but here is Bonsukin again. Gamecocks always seem to just find the puck.
They really do, and I don't know if that's a lack of Wake Forest being up on it.
Bonsukin weaving, trying to dump it off to Dunphy. Just a miss, but Dunphy is going to kick it out. The Gamecocks continue to stay aggressive. Van Mullen along the boards. Back to Van Mullen. There's Dunphy. Dunphy. His pass is deflected. Bonsukin again. And it's going to be kicked around behind the net.
High
And
stick there.
we have a high stick. It's a high stick on the Gamecocks. I believe that's Severio Marcella.
Don't think it's gonna. I don't know if it's gonna be 2. They might be calling for 2, which is wild. But usually, or sometimes just a whistle. This one might be.
It looked like it was just a whistle. Would say he got lucky, but
Yeah, they got a whistle. There we go.
not much luck to be had in a 7-0 rout. Looks like the Stripes are trying to keep this one going a little bit. Keep it moving along.
10-13 left. 1:03 and counting now on the South Carolina power play.
As a reminder, it has been a 7-0 rout. The Gamecocks have had full control of this game. It doesn't look like that's going to change anytime soon, as Seamus Murphy is winning a puck battle as we speak. He gets hit into the boards. Here comes Wake Forest. Ross McKee trying to make a move. He's going to put it in front of the net. Actually, a great play by McKee, but Tamoyan is not phased.
Not at all. In South Carolina getting something going the other way here.
Newnham, the man with the hat trick, underneath the net. Maybe looking for 4. He's going to pass it down. There's Campbell, back to Newnham. Newnham to Murphy, down low. It's batted around. Clavin with a shot. Murphy, no.
Good opportunities here for the Gamecocks.
There's Campbell at the point. He's going to swing it to Clavin. Clavin.
Really setting up around the perimeter. Would love to see them get more into the net.
There's Murphy, back to Clavin. He might have a chance here. He whiffs on the puck. He regains possession. Murphy again. Wake Forest is tired. This line has been relentless, just keeping that energy. There's Newnham. And
they're going to take a penalty here.
The
too many men, I believe, because Jack Gans left the penalty box way too soon. I saw the Wake Forest bench player. He was all the way out to the center circle by the time he was just getting out of the box. So believe that might be a penalty on Wake Forest coming up here, which is very
unbelievably,
unfortunate.
there were 6 men on the ice for Wake Forest, and
didn't make a difference.
South Carolina still maintained possession.
South Carolina did a great job there, maintaining the perimeter. They got a couple of decent chances, but they really were working that outside, keeping Wake Forest tired. That's going to create an opportunity if you keep that going.
And it was that group of forwards keeping the puck behind the net. It was Newnham, it was Murphy, and it was George Clavin. Those 3 really getting work done. They will happily take a rest on the bench after that shift.
And Connor Tracy will not happily take a rest in the penalty box. He will be serving the penalty for Wake Forest. 9:06 left, so 7:06 when he gets out, unless Carolina can get an 8th goal on the evening.
Which you cannot rule that out.
We may have, the South Carolina Gamecock hockey may have more points than the Gamecock football team will get tonight. I will not rule that
I
out.
hope you're wrong. I hope you're wrong. But here are the Gamecocks fighting for the puck along the boards, and once again, it's the Gamecocks that come up with it. It's Stickley. Stickley to Finelli. Finelli's going to kick it out to Marchese. The Gamecocks are going to start over. Marchese to Finelli. This is big-time pressure from Jasper Lucas.
Still Gamecock possession, though. That's big.
Here's Marchese to Finelli. The Gamecocks are going to get it rolling again. Lucas strips Finelli.
Got his stick on the ground a little bit.
Trying to pick up his stick. Marcella. Gamecocks are just toying in their own defensive zone. And it's batted down by Danny Mitchell. Maybe an opportunity for Wake Forest.
Good play by Mitchell. They're being more aggressive than they've been all game right now. You'll love to see it.
There's just more bodies for South Carolina in the area, though. There's Marcella crossing the blue line, trying to make something happen again. Dumps it off to Finelli. Finelli swings it one more time. There's Marchese. He's going to take a wrister wide, just wide. There's Finelli getting the rebound.
Great part about setting up on the perimeter. They
Finelli
can
to
really
Stickley.
work.
Shot. And it's a save for Tolvey.
They really are able to pick up those rebounds well when they're working on the outside of that netminder.
50 seconds left in the penalty. 7:50 left in the game. There's Marchese. He's going to get it started. He's going to hand it off to Newnham. Once again, the hat-trick scorer today. With 7 and change left, he has a chance for 4. Newnham winding it around. He's hitting to the boards hard, and he is still sliding. And the refs are going to keep play going.
They're letting things slide right now a little bit. Understandable given the score.
Here's Clavin, who's had a great day on his line. And the Gamecocks are going to be patient here. Here's Marchese.
10 seconds left here on the power play. Not sure if they're going to get anything, but they will set up an opportunity maybe for after.
Perhaps. They don't look like they're in any particular rush.
I wouldn't be.
Absolutely not. And here's to Boyd. He's going to dump it off to Clavin, and somehow the Gamecocks might have an opportunity. Cleveland is his pass gets batted down, and we're back to even strength. And here are the Gamecocks once again. Newnham's pass is intercepted. There's Liam Corwin. He's going to dump it in, but Tamoyan is there again. Here's Jeremiah Campbell kicking it to Newnham. Newnham moving it across ice. Dumps it off. Down low are the Gamecocks once again, controlling the puck. Seamus Murphy, relentless with these 50-50 pucks. Seamus Murphy has always just been around. It's going to be a turnover. That was Coscignano. And here are the Demon Deacons. Albright leading it down. He's stopped by Coscignano.
The Wake defensemen love rushing up with that puck. Looks like the offense doesn't do a great job of covering for him, as there's only one D back and an odd man rush.
And the Gamecocks might have a chance here. Here comes Clavin. He's going to try and dump it off to Murphy, but it is batted and stopped by Tolvey. That was a great play by Lucas Plamondon.
Yeah, Tolvey jumped right on that one. Great setup there. Albrighton rushed in, and a forward didn't really drop back to cover him. That left the man open deep for Carolina, and they were able to get not a total odd man rush, but a little bit of an odd man rush, a scoring opportunity. Could have been dangerous. Could have been 8 goals. Could have been bad for Wake Forest. Worse than it's been.
It was a great play by the Demon Deacons. And here are the Gamecocks once again. Relentless. John Riggins beneath the goal. Colin Reed, the shot saved by Tolvey. Incredible save. Coscignano to Riggins. The Gamecocks are playing fast again. Riggins should try and keep it in zone. Coscignano does.
Tolvey is playing, standing on his head right now. Unbelievable
Riggins.
saves.
Back out to the top. Coscignano back down low. We're doing some high to low like we're playing basketball here. Here's Colin Reed now keeping it on the wing. Up to the point. And here's John Riggins directing traffic. Coscignano. Pass one more to Reed. Back to Coscignano. Here's Riggins on the right side. He's going to try and dump it in. The pass is deflected. Gamecocks retain possession. The shot is a save by Tolvey.
It's going to be a nice, that's going to keep the Wake Forest boys on. Not something you want to see.
I really think Wake thought they were still on the PK there. Well, the Gamecocks, there's 5 minutes and 8 seconds left in this game. The Gamecocks up 7-0. There's not much Wake Forest can do with that at this point.
No, not at all.
And Duncan, this could be that swing of momentum.
And they're discussing this here because they called icing. And now they're going to bring it to center. That was not an icing call. It hit someone on the way down, and it still got called icing. That was the wrong call. Wake Forest is able to get fresh legs.
A little confusion. And it's Tommy Marvin on the faceoff. The defenseman wins it. Here's John Riggins to Kai Bonsukin. He's going to swing it across. There's Reed off his skate. It's going to be possession Wake Forest, but they're going to dump it down. This could be icing. No call.
Could have been a big opportunity there for Granelli. He's still pressuring here, trying to get a goal in for the Wake Forest Demon Deacons.
And there's Riggins. Turns it over. Granelli down low. This could be the chance. The shot. Save Tamoyan. Rebound. Save Tamoyan. Nico Tajin controls it to Bonsukin. It's not really controlled, but Riggins has it ahead to Colin Reed. Colin Reed going to try and dump it off. Reed deflected. Along to the other end is Marvin. Marvin's going to kick it down low. Riggins underneath. Gets hit hard against the boards, but the puck is still live. Here's Reed. Down low, and I think the refs are going to call it a dead puck.
Good call there. It's getting sloppy. They might be sending.
We have a penalty here.
They might be sending him to the box, I was going to say.
I think this could be a hook, if anything.
It's going to be Zach Nacy.
Zach Nacy. That had to be a hook, if anything. Maybe a high stick, cross check maybe. There was a lot of sloppy hockey going on in that far corner.
Maybe even a slash with the way the puck was moving, but stick didn't really get it. Might have been on the body contact. Either way, refs trying to keep it clean. These games tend to devolve as we get later into the third period.
And once again, the Gamecocks have an opportunity to grow upon their lead after a 4-goal second period. They're just one in this third. Tommy Marvin, his pass is deflected. Jesper Snow, he's going to be aggressive. Marvin's going to take it all the way back. He's going to bend and keep possession of the puck. He's going to dump it off. Here's Owen Newnham.
Just setting it up. There's no pressure. They're playing the
Absolutely no rush, but
1-2-1
Bonsukin is in a little bit of a rush.
Takes him
He
out
slides
there.
in, takes a hit, but Marcella, no, rebound. And the Wake Forest tries to clear it, but here's Newnham. He's going to hit it off the boards to Marvin. Marvin back to Newnham. The Gamecocks are taking their time here, but Newnham turns it over.
Good box defense there. Here comes Wake.
And it is a save by Tyler Tamoyan.
He
Adam
spreads it out
Constable
there.
had a great opportunity on the breakaway. Tamoyan denies him with the left pad.
Now back to the 1-2-1. South Carolina going to try and break into it. Looks like they're succeeding.
Bonsukin. Marvin dumps it down low. Corralled by Wake Forest, and they are going to clear it. There are 3 minutes left in this game. The Demon Deacons are still on the penalty kill. Not much rush for the Gamecocks with the man advantage. Here comes Dunphy into the neutral zone. He's going to keep the puck across the blue line. Going behind the net, dump off to Stickley. Doesn't get there. Wake Forest with possession. They're going to try and kick it ahead, but a huge hit by Campbell. Campbell says no to that. Here comes Marcella. Going to cross the blue line. He's going to try and make a move, lose possession, regain it. A shot. Save.
South Carolina's really picking up speed on some of these rushes, and it's working out well. They've had some good chances right in front of the net. Nothing doing, and that's going to be the end of their power play. Not successful this time around.
And Campbell's pass to Stickley could not be handled. Here comes Corwin handling the puck on the opposite side. Look at George Clavin just being relentless with a 7-goal lead and 2 minutes left in the game.
No quitting this team.
Here's Danaher, and his pass is blocked. Down low, it's a hit by Campbell. Nearly another opportunity for Dieterichs, but no action for Tamoyan. Campbell down low, getting pressured by Granelli. Stickley and Granelli going after it. Puck is live at the point. The shot is saved by Tamoyan again.
Dangerous redirect there, but he's still got on it.
There's David DuBois ahead to, here's Clavin. Clavin, DuBois, Finelli. Clavin's going to dump it in. He's going to chase. And Finelli has the puck along the boards. He's going to dump it down low again some more. Behind the net. Wake is going to try to clear it, try and get something going with 1 minute and 20 seconds left in this 7-0 rout. Wake Forest still can't get any sort of offensive pressure going.
Speed is definitely picked up on both sides, just trying to get a rush, and that's going to be a slash. That's a very obvious slash there on Van Mullen.
And Liam Corwin just looking for something, being opportunistic, being aggressive. Not the smartest play by Van Mullen there. Just play some smart hockey with 62 seconds left. That's all you're asking for, but that will likely be potentially the last stoppage of play. 62 seconds left, a 7-goal difference.
You're going to see a lot of shots here from Wake Forest, just trying to break something through. That 7-1 is a lot better than 7-0.
I mean,
they got some good players on the ice right here trying to make it happen.
If I was any one of these guys, if I was Albright, if I was Danny Mitchell, if I was Jagger Lucas, I'd say, hey, I want to put one in.
All of these guys have been playing so aggressive today, so to see them on the ice now, you're going to see some aggressive, some quick hockey here these final 62 seconds, or at least until the power play expires.
Tamoyan better be alert if he wants to keep the blank slate. As Puskar wins the faceoff, the Demon Deacons have it down low. At the point, down low again. It's Custable at the point. Custable and Studdert going back and forth. Lucas over to Albright. Back to Lucas, he catches it, maintains the puck. After we said they were aggressive, it's been a lot of passing, and hence a turnover. The Gamecocks clear it. 39 seconds left in this game. And it doesn't look like much urgency out of anybody, not even the Demon Deacons.
Wake Forest did a good job setting up a little bit, just sloppy passing, sloppy puck control. And
the Demon Deacons went to its backup goalie, Clark Beard, and he looks just happy to be out there.
Yeah, Beard has not played in a lot of games this season.
There's DuBois. It's a turnover. Here come the Gamecocks. Puskar with 11 seconds left. He's going to dump it off to Skove. Skove has a chance. Tries to sneak it in with the left. No.
That would have been very disrespectful there.
Beard
might see some
takes the
stuff after
save.
the game here.
And
getting a little chippy in the corner.
That will be it. The Gamecocks rout the Wake Forest Demon Deacons 7-0 It was a huge offensive day for several involved. Aiden Dunphy got a goal. Enzo Finelli got a goal. Owen Noonan got 3. Carson Scove tipped in. It's just a great day.
Really great day. And you mentioned Noonan. He had an amazing game, 3 goals, a breakout performance. But I think Tyler DeMotte, he is the star of this game. 7-0. Unbelievable performance. The Gamecocks, they look strong today. They're going to have to keep that up. They're going against tough teams. Tennessee's a really good team, and they're in division. And then UNC Chapel Hill outdoors in 2 weeks. That's going to be something really. Our Austin McConnell is going to be on the call on ESPN Plus for that game. So make sure you tune in to that. It's going to be a great game to watch.
Very exciting news for one of our own at SGTV to be on the call. But South Carolina will have a bump up in competition real soon. However, they've looked good. They've outscored opponents 14-0 in the last 2. So if that's not a good sign, I don't know what is, Duncan.
Certainly is promising, Brendan.
Yeah. Well, that's going to do it for our broadcast this evening. Once again, Gamecocks 7, Demon Deacons 0. A great game for several tonight as we are signing off. I'm Brendan Dougherty. This is Duncan Maloney. Have a great night, everybody.